Good morning, bird brains. So I have to apologize first off for blue balling you guys on the house reveal, showing you the entire house except for the one room that you wanted to see, but I had a reason. So if for anybody who's ever owned a house, they know that doing any sort of work in the garage is a pain in the ass because usually your garage is full of shit, and that means you have to move all your shit out, do your work, and then move all your shit back in. Well, I wanted to avoid that situation altogether, so I'm gonna take advantage of having a clean-ish, completely empty garage, and I'm going to do the bird's nest squared, or bird's, that wouldn't be squared, bird's nest number 2 build series of the garage. Yeah, I'm remaking the garage, remodeling it, doing some touch-ups before we move anything into it. That way I don't have to worry about moving all the shit out, moving the shit back in. So before anything goes in the garage, we are doing a build series on it. So I'm headed over to the new house right now, and I will check back with you guys at that point. And here we are, the new bird's nest. Now let me see if I can find a way to get you a good look at it. So as you can see, it's pretty much your standard 2-car garage. It's about 420 square feet, so we're about 100 to 120 square feet bigger than the previous garage, which is a lot. It's, you know, another 100 square feet to deal with. So before I jump into any work, I'm gonna go through basically what we are going to be doing in this space. And that has to do with that pile right down there. So let me go ahead and open up all these boxes and show you what's inside. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now, working with very minimal lighting and no place to sit down or a table, it's gonna get old. It's gonna get old really fast. Packing peanuts for all your packing needs. It's a jar. That'll make more sense in a second. Epoxy flooring. And that's what the flakes are for, because stuff comes with flakes, but there's blue. No one wants blue. These are red and white and black. So that'll work better. Now, this box isn't for the garage. Shop towels for when I make a mess. "30-foot retractable extension cord that goes on the ceiling so we can have power everywhere. Sockets that turn your light bulb sockets into wall sockets. A 12 socket light socket thing for the wall. And this is red pegboard. It's like regular pegboard, but it's metal and it's red. Also, there's 2 in this bag, and then there's another box that has 2 more in the big box, but I'm gonna leave those alone. And then last, but certainly not least, LED lights. Lots of them. 12 of these to be exact. This garage is gonna be lit AF. And then outside of that, we also have paint, garage floor stain remover because stains, some pressure wash stuff, and then just some general supplies for paint. Oh yeah, and this kit. What the hell's in front? Oh wow. Kit de Asalayan para Puerta de Cochera, or as we say in America, garage door insulation kit. So in case you ever watched any of the old episodes in the old garage, my biggest complaint was that it was always hot or always cold depending on the season. That's why I got the garage door kit. So now that I showed you all the supplies, let me go ahead and walk you through what I'm actually going to be doing. So first things first, I'm going to be painting these ugly ass walls since they're not really painted. They kind of are, but I want to go ahead and pull all these accessories and all this junk out of the wall, patch it, fill it, get it ready for paint, and then I'm going to paint it. Also, the ceiling is also going to be painted as well. That's my main goal for today, is to get that taken care of. Paint's my main focus today because that's kind of just my first thing I can do before I can get started on everything else. After that, I'll be focusing on the floors, but that's going to be a multiple day process. And then once all the floors are done, we're going to be moving in all of our workbenches, shelves, tools, bring the lift over, and basically at that point just make it mine. But I got a lot of work to do, so let's get to work. Alright, so quick update here. Roblox showed up. Apparently all you have to do is rear end someone to get them to help you with the garage. Yeah. Notice no one else is here. What we went ahead and did was take everything off of the walls. There was a ton of shit on the walls, and we went ahead and filled in all of the little holes as best as we could. We're not going for perfect, we're going for 30-30. I mean, it is the Bike Convert channel after all. We also took everything out of the ceiling. There was a bunch of hooks and stuff, and then cleared out the rest of the garage. Now what we're gonna do is blow everything out of the garage as far as like dirt and stuff like that. Then start focusing on these big grease stains so we can start prepping the floor for the epoxy flooring. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and warn you right now, that is the last of the build shots that I got. And you're about to see the finished product, but I want to warn you that a lot has gone on, and let me explain why. So as we were doing the garage, we noticed that not only was I taking up my own time with filming, I was also taking up other people's time that was coming over to help with the garage, and we had a lot of work to do, as you're about to see. So eventually at one point I just had to say, all right, this is not working, let me put down the camera and let's just get to work. So I'm sorry that you guys are gonna miss out on the actual build-ish, or you wanna call it a build, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the final product, and then I'm gonna actually walk through and tell you pretty much exactly what was done. So as you can see, the walls are now a nice neutral white. I just want to put out a little asterisk here that this garage was pretty much like my bike builds, in the sense that it's pretty much a 30-30. I basically wanted to say, if you're not gonna be able to see it on camera without me pointing it out, that's all right with me. So let me go ahead and point out some flaws here. Over here in this corner, you can see that we ran out of some paint, and we didn't actually get to do the whole garage. So here's an example. Here's an example. There's another example. We really ran out of paint there. And then pretty much the entire ceiling as well. But like I said, and if I wouldn't have pointed it out, good chance that you wouldn't even have noticed. After we got the walls painted, we moved on to the floors. So the floors are a Rust-Oleum epoxy shield. It comes in a kit, comes with 2 cans, and then it comes with a flake, but the only flake that it comes with is, I think, blue and white, and then brown and white. But I said, I don't want to do that, so I got on Amazon and found this red, black, and white flake, and it also came with about 5 times as much as what I needed for the project, so I was able to go super heavy on the flake and really give it a lot of color. Oh, by the way, anything that I can find a link to, I'm gonna go ahead and put it down in the description. That way, in case you wanna do it to your garage, you can go down there and get the exact same product that I used. After we got the epoxy down the floor, we had to wait for a few days for it to actually cure and harden. So that put a little delay on the plans. But after that, next thing we focused on was the lighting that you see up here. If you wanna go ahead and count with me, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have a total of 12 LED lights, as well as a light above the workbench. Which brings me to my next addition here. This is the same workbench from the old garage. The only difference is that we took the cabinets and we painted them black, so it looks a little bit more professional here. And then the pegboard from the old house, we actually went ahead and painted it red and moved it over here. So now this is the old pegboard, we just painted red, and we're using this for our bigger tools, our stuff that we're probably not gonna be using on the bike too often, but still needed a spot for storage. And then for my main pegboard, you guys know I'm a big fan of pegboard. I like having all my tools out and visible and easily accessible. So I went ahead and spoiled myself a little bit and got one of the metal, it's a name brand with the metal. It's got the spot for the pegs as well as the slots or slats. So it's pegboard and slot board. But I went ahead and got, it's 4 panels. They're also metal, so I have a magnetic phone case now, review coming soon. I can just plop it up there. So that's pretty cool, pretty useful little handy thing to have here. And then speaking of tools, we also brought over the same toolbox from the garage. Nothing really changed with that. But we did need all those tools to hang up some of the things and some of the other features in here. For example, it's called a hall tree. It's not really in a hall anymore, so I'm gonna call it the garage tree. It's just a place where you can hang your jackets, hang your helmets and stuff like that. And hold on, keyboard warriors, I know you're already typing, you're not supposed to leave your jackets and your helmets in your garage, you get gross. That's gonna bring me to my next point. In case you didn't already notice it, we got insulation on both doors. So this is a garage door insulation kit. These actually come in big giant bundles. It's a kit to fit pretty much your standard garage door. If you've got a big single garage, or even if you've got the 2 small doors like I have. It's really thick styrofoam. It's about maybe that thick. It's very light handling, but there is 0 heat coming out of here because I don't know if I mentioned it on any video or anything, but one thing I did have to sacrifice is this garage does face west. So right now there is sun beating on the outside of this garage, and this is actually cool to the touch. The garage itself is not HVAC, so there's no AC coming in or anything like that, but I can pump air from inside the house into here without really worrying about it going out because we're insulated here. We're also put in new thresholds at the bottom of the garage door to keep all the cool air in, all the hot air out, and vice versa in our winters. And speaking of winters, one of the only issues I had with my bike this winter was keeping the battery charged. Harley batteries suck apparently. So I wanted to make sure that I had a way to run a trickle charger somewhere in the garage. So that's when I went ahead and got this extension cord reel. I have it hooked up directly to the battery tender and have it hanging here. So whenever I need it, I can simply just grab it, pull it down, and plug it directly into the bike. And then just some other little touches I did just to kind of give it that more professional, kind of tying the garage together. This was actually an old shelf that was already in the garage when we bought it, but I went ahead and painted it red and black to kind of tie it into the pegboard and the toolbox. I also went ahead and painted the bottom edge of the floor here. So where you see the black in between the floor and the wall, that has been painted. And then last but not least, I also went ahead and painted the garage, the door into the house frame because it was like a gross like yellowish white. Painted black and red, looks real good, except like literally 2 days after I painted it, we got a new washer and dryer, and got a little messed up. But maybe I'll touch it up one day, or maybe I'll just leave it with character. And then one of the last little touches I did to the garage was I went ahead and put in a little hand wash station with orange goop and shop towels. That way, in case we're working on the bike and we need to clean our hands, like pick up a phone or something like that, you come over, give it a quick squeeze of goop, kind of rub it around, wipe it off, you're good to go. And then also this cabinet is basically just a convenience. This was in the old garage. This basically stores that's all plasti dip up there, that's all spray paint up there, and then greases and oils, and then car cleaning or bike cleaning products. So the garage is about 97% done. The only reason I say that it's not completely done is there is one thing missing, in case you haven't noticed it, and no, it's not the bikes. That's my neighbor. He's also a biker, Harley Tech, cool guy. But it's actually the lift. The old lift is gone. Thank God. The old lift is gone. I sold it on Facebook Marketplace or something like that. Some guy bought it. He said he knows a lot about hydraulics and was willing to attempt to fix it. So I said, sure, go right ahead. But that does lead me to our last final statement. I wanted to wait until this was here to really do the garage reveal, but I felt that you guys have been waiting long enough. I've been holding this off on you long enough that I just want to go ahead and get it out there and get it done. But we will be receiving, actually it's probably here today, but I gotta go pick it up. We're gonna have a pneumatic, which means air operated for you people who don't own a dictionary, pneumatic operated motorcycle lift. I think it's like 1,500 pound capacity. It's from Red Line Stands. They're actually going to be sponsoring the build series going forward, and they gave it to me at a discount price, and have been taking very good care of me. So that will be here soon. I will be doing a video on that to kind of show you the process of getting it, setting it up, things like that. The only thing I'm missing is I don't have an air compressor, but that guy that you just heard drive by, he has one for sale. And I'm actually gonna go pick that up soon. And then I need the 220 volt socket ran somewhere in the garage. That way we can actually power up the compressor and then operate the lift from there. Well guys, there you have it. There's the garage. Like I had mentioned earlier, I'm sorry that I didn't do a full build or anything like that. It was just, God, it was so much time, it was so much work. It literally hours and hours and hours and hours put into this garage, and I am just extremely happy with how it turned out. Literally don't think I could think of anything that I don't like or I wish I did differently. It literally turned out so perfect and so good that no regrets. But anyways, keep a lookout for some videos in the garage fairly soon. Once we get that lift in here, once we get everything operating, we're gonna be back to building bikes. We're also going to be bringing in another project into the garage pretty soon. Some of you guys are gonna love it, some of you guys are gonna hate it, but that's the internet, that's how things work. So hopefully you like it as much as I do. If not, I'm sorry, I'm not really here to please you. But anyways, if you have any questions about what I did in the garage, go ahead and leave them down in the comments. I'll answer them as soon as I possibly can. Like I said, anything that I bought off Amazon for this garage, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it down in the description. Other than that, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't already, go ahead and punch that subscribe button. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.